host, Skylar Angus Barker. We've got a great show coming up with some information about Coach Reed Green recalling helping athletes to find jobs to be able to stay in school, and Cadence Renfro reporting on the St. Catharines Parade. And don't touch that dial because William Barker will share some things that you don't want to miss. You're listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio.
Since 1927, the Student Prince has been a direct conduit to USM students. Get your share of the more than $600 million USM brings into South Mississippi by advertising your business or service in the Student Prince. To find out more about how to advertise in the Student Prince, email sm2sales@usm.edu.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer.
In response to attacks against Asian Americans, Maddie Park raised over $250,000 to donate cab rides to the Asian community.
There is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
Support the Asian community. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. In USM campus news, Lloyd Green honored with Mississippi Country Music Trail Marker at Southern Miss. Country music icon as well as Southern Miss alum Lloyd Green was honored on Tuesday with the Mississippi Country Music Trail Marker at Marsh Hall, Fine Arts Building on the University of Southern Mississippi campus. Lloyd Green has provided his sound to numerous songs such as Tammy Wynette's DIVORCE, Charlie Rich's Behind Closed Doors, and Alan Jackson's Remember When. He has also collaborated with artists such as Johnny Cash, Paul McCartney, and Bob Dylan. President of the university, Dr. Joe Paul, goes on to say, Lloyd Green is a music legend, and we are so proud that he was a student at Southern Miss. This was a proud day for the institution as we honored one of our own, whose contributions have shaped country music. The marker will serve as a lasting tribute to his remarkable career, while inspiring future generations of students to pursue their own passions. Lloyd Green expressed his gratitude by stating, Southern Miss holds a special place in my heart, and I am deeply honored by this recognition. Mississippi has always been home, and my time in Hattiesburg helped shape my journey in music. To be recognized here among the people and places that influenced me is truly humbling. In Hattiesburg news, suspects shoot at Hinds County deputy, 4 children, after sideswiping vehicle. 2 men have been charged for shooting at a Hinds County deputy's vehicle when they attempted a hit and run. Hinds County Sergeant Jasmine King, as well as her 4 children, were sideswiped before they chased down the vehicle, flashing their lights to try to get them to pull over. That's when Carl Sims and Ty Greenwood fired multiple shots, disabling King's car. King coasted her car to a nearby gas station and called the police as one of her children gave the vehicle's license plate number. Sims and Greenwood were each charged with 6 counts of shooting into a vehicle and 5 counts of aggravated assault, and the suspects were given a $1 million bond for each count. Thankfully, Sergeant Jasmine King and her family were not injured. In Mississippi news, Benny Thompson concerned about continued mail delays at Jackson Post Office. U.S. Congressman Benny Thompson has been concerned regarding the persistent mail delays, which has caused inconvenience to residents and businesses in the region. Terry Scott, the government relations representative with the United States Postal Service, told Thompson that the U.S. Postal Service has also committed to increased overtime and heightened focus on mail and packages destined for zip codes served by the Jackson facility. Although work is being done to combat against said mail delays, Benny Thompson remains concerned, having this to say. Timely mail delivery is critical for families, businesses, and those who rely on essential correspondence, including Social Security checks, prescription medications, and time-sensitive documents. In national news, the Colombian police found something unbelievable under a man's toupee. Turns out toupees can be used for more than just covering your head. It can also be used to hide some illegal substances. In Colombia, the Cartagena Metropolitan Police found cocaine under a man's toupee when he was trying to board a flight from Cartagena, Colombia to Amsterdam. The drugs found were estimated to be worth more than 40 million Colombian pesos, which roughly translate to $10,000. We'll be right back with sports and weather after a word from our sponsors.
Put a frog in boiling water and it'll jump right out. But put a frog in cool water and slowly heat it up, that frog will boil. As veterans, we tell ourselves the lie that we can handle anything. We let the water boil. You are not a frog. If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach. Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Now for your sports. Southern Miss Athletics has some announcements. Southern Miss fans will have the chance to win a one-of-a-kind 2025 Icon i40L electric golf cart in a special raffle, with a drawing set to take place at the conclusion of the 2025 Southern Miss baseball home schedule. Raffle tickets are available for $50 each, with all net proceedings benefiting Southern Miss Athletics. Sales begin February 14th and run through May 4th, with the drawing scheduled for May 5th. The lucky winner will be presented with their custom Southern Miss Edition golf cart during the home baseball game against Louisiana on May 11th. Jeremy McLean, the director of athletics, goes on to say this about the opportunity. This is an exciting opportunity for our fans to win a truly unique Southern Miss vehicle. This one-of-a-kind electric golf cart features a Golden Eagle gold and black accents, an elevated stance, and off-road tires. It also includes custom Southern Miss graphics and a tailgate prize pack, thanks to our partners at Hattiesburg Coca-Cola. Baseball drops first road game at Ole Miss Tuesday afternoon, 15-8. Ole Miss scored in 6 different innings, defeating our Southern Miss Eagles 15-8 Tuesday evening at Oxford University Stadium, Suez Field. Our Golden Eagles dropped their second game in a row as 8 pitchers allowed 11 walks and 5 hit by pitches. Our Golden Eagles will stay on the road for a 3-game weekend at TCU, where it's set to open Friday at 6 p.m. from Fort Worth. To keep up with all the Golden Eagles sports activities, head on over to southernmiss.com. Now on for your weather. We had some earlier fog this morning, but we're now expecting to have some mostly cloudy weather with our highs in the low 70s and the lows in the mid 40s. Friday looks to be sunny with the highs in the lower 70s and the lows in the mid 40s. Saturday will also be sunny with the highs in the mid 70s and the lows in the lower 40s. You can sense a running pattern here. And our Sunday will be slightly cooler with the highs in the upper 60s and the lows in the mid 40s. Up next, we have Coach Reed Green recalling helping athletes find jobs to be able to stay in school. Check it out.
This is Mississippi Moments, produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage at the University of Southern Mississippi and supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. I'm Bill Ellison. In 1942, as the United States prepared for war, Southern Miss suspended all sports activities. Coach Reed Green remembers how he found jobs for his football players so they could remain in school.
We went through the 41 season. The war came on. And we were conducting spring training when Van went in the service, and I conducted spring training by myself. All the kids came back that had not enlisted or had been drafted. They entered school, and the board of trustees abolished intercollegiate athletics. Well, I don't know whether it's an economic move or not, but I couldn't intercede anyway to continue them on scholarship, even though they had been in school. So I got around and worked with a fellow named Kelly, who was in charge of the transportation Camp Shelby, and got most of those youngsters that were still in school jobs running those buses at odd time, and actually they made lots of money. They were able to stay in school, and we had a football team, even though the board trustees had canceled intercollegiate athletics.
Bill Ellison hosts Voices of Our People World War II, a new podcast from Mississippi Moments, sponsored by the Mississippi Humanities Council. That's Voices of Our People World War II, wherever you get your podcasts.
That was Coach Reed Green. Coming up, we've got a very special guest that you don't want to miss.
Sponsorship comes from American Graphics. Located at 8 Commercial Warehouse Drive in Hattiesburg, American Graphics provides custom screen printing and embroidery. They can be reached by phone at 601-602-2277. And the website is goamericangraphics.com. American Graphics, printing at its finest.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Now, please give a warm Golden Eagle welcome to William Barker. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good, thanks.
That's great. So, first and foremost, for anyone who doesn't know you besides me, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
West side of town. I'm actually retired now, and I don't know, enjoying the weather now here in Mississippi.
Well, that's awesome. For anyone who doesn't know, you could probably get the similarities between William Barker and Skylar Angus Barker, but this is, thank goodness, my dad. And it is very exciting to have him in the studio today. But let's continue this conversation talking about your time in the Marine Corps. Can you tell us about that?
I was 17 years old. The Vietnam War was still going on, and my buddy and I decided that we had enough of school.
Yeah.
We finished 1 year and said, if we're going, might as well go on the best. So we signed up for Marine Corps.
Yeah.
My time there was, it's some of the best experiences I've had in my life. I got to go, they sent me around the world.
Yeah.
The first place around the world was they sent me to Vietnam.
Yeah.
I did 2 tours of duty there. Had a lot of different jobs, but
yeah,
it was still the greatest education, really, moments that I had being there at a time of war and seeing how people lived, how they prospered, and, with all this around them. So, and this is nice. This is unique because this year, Marine Corps is celebrating their birthday, 250 years.
Wow. That's crazy.
They were formed 1775.
Yeah.
In a tavern, of course. And 1775, you might notice that, there was a Marine Corps before the country was formed, before the Constitution. And I can't wait. I'm probably going to go to a Marine Corps ball in New Orleans.
Oh, that would be really exciting.
Can't wait.
Yeah. You mentioned it a little bit earlier, but I also know some things that, like, you're actually going to be visiting one place that you went to while you're in the Marine Corps. You're going back to Rio, I believe.
Yeah. I was stationed in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
In Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Yeah.
I was a Marine embassy guard. So, and I was number 1 in my class, so I got to choose.
Yeah. That's always exciting.
I don't know why I chose Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It was a great time. Carnival.
Yeah.
And it was the year after they won the World Cup.
Oh, wow.
So the celebration was still going on when I got there. It was great. I mean, didn't know I could speak a language till I got there. So, going back, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
I left there 73.
Yeah.
So it's going to be about 52 years.
Golly.
Finally going back.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting, though.
No, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
I have friends there I haven't seen in 50 years.
Yeah. I hope that you have a lot of fun with that, because I know I would.
Yeah.
But you were mentioning earlier about being an embassy guard. Can you tell us about that for anyone that's like listening and doesn't really know what an embassy guard is?
Okay. So, every country has embassies across the world. We have hundreds.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in every country, and in larger countries, we also have consulates. So, like Brazil, for instance, they have an embassy in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
But in New York, Chicago, L.A., Houston, Dallas, they have consulates. And it's really for people who are interested to promote their own society. If you have visa questions, if you're visiting, what to look out for, and they handle visas.
Okay.
So every embassy and consulate in the world has a Marine Guard. When you walk up to the door and open it, the first person you see is a Marine Guard.
Yeah.
So with all our new security since 9/11, you won't be able to enter until you have proper identification. So, and our primary job is actually to protect, store, and destroy classified material.
Wow.
That can be top secret documents. It can be cryptographic machines. I mean, but that's our job. We can't leave that building until we make sure everything's either secured or burning up.
Wow.
So that's a prime job.
Golly, that I just trying to imagine what it would be like to be like that responsible over like some top secret documents. To me, it feels like you're in a spy movie, and it's crazy that like you get to do that, or you got to do that for a living. That's insane.
And it does feel a little bit like it, because when you leave the embassy and go out in the public, so you're not allowed to wear your uniforms.
Yeah.
So you have all this identification though. And so I had identification from what's called DOPS, which is our CIA. So I could go anywhere, do everything I wanted. All I have to do is fly the DOPS, display the DOPS ID.
Yeah.
I get in, can go through curfew. For kids that were, I was 19, and it was 21 when I got to Rio. So it was a blast.
Yeah.
It was a blast. You feel like you got a secret role here, because people don't know who you are.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's a lot of fun. You meet people from all around the world in an embassy. People from other embassies. I mean, we had parties, and you'd see it'd be 50 countries there.
Yeah.
And you're like, just teach me how to say hello. Hello, goodbye, thank you, I'm good.
Okay, but you have already lived such a amazing life with the Marines, but also you were an actor in Hollywood. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So after leaving the Marine Corps, went to school, used the GI Bill. My degree was in math and computer science.
Yeah.
And then it just struck me, I loved to act, sing, perform in high school, grammar school. And it just so happened, in the lounge at school, there was a flyer. They were auditioning people who were interested for the American Academy of Dramatic Arts.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the place to learn. I mean, more than universities, this is run by actors and directors and producers. So you'll see stars coming in and out. But anyway, I thought, there's no way it's gonna happen. And then somebody said, "Come on, I mean, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take." So I went, okay, well, I'll just go, just see if I could, I could do it. And so, I mean, they were interviewing for a week.
Yeah.
They took 2 people from Chicago.
Wow.
Where I was chosen as well.
Golly.
I was. I couldn't sit down. I couldn't sleep until it was time to go. I sold everything, ran, left the car, just ran. So
well,
and I got to.
That's really cool. What would you say was your favorite memory, either on stage or in front of the camera?
Some of the best were I got to meet celebrities that I'd seen. Some you've seen forever. So I met Sidney Poitier, Bob Hope, Duke Ellington. I mean, just Pat Sajak. I mean, it's Valerie Bertinelli.
Yeah.
It kept going. I mean, that's just. But my most enjoyable time was I spent time at Radio City Music Hall.
Yeah.
As a singer dancer, and so that was incredible.
Yeah.
Because there's 5,000 kids in front of you, and they're squealing. You know, the Christmas show is just amazing.
Yeah.
Because the stage is enormous. We've got, for the nativity scene, we have real camels. We have mules. We have sheep. And there, you know, people are trying to do their lines, and you'll hear, okay, all right, we're here. So, and the kids just squeal. They love it, right? Santa Claus comes in. It was a time.
That's absolutely amazing. I know that we're running a little bit low on time, but I understand that your next plan is to actually break into voiceover. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I've always heard, people, wow, you got a voice, which are you in radio? And I'm like, no, not at all. But now that I'm older, acting is a young person's game, really. So, and I thought, it was a documentary, and it was Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
And I just heard him, and he's getting ready to retire. Another Mississippian is getting ready to retire. They'll need another not to say I'm Morgan Freeman, but they're going to need people. I should try it.
Yeah.
Why not? So there's my first attempt right now on the radio.
Well, I think you're doing absolutely amazing. I think you're killing it.
Oh, thank you.
Do you have anything else that you want to share with our listeners?
You said you had a little, public service announcement about veterans and healthcare. I mean, that's still an ongoing issue for veterans. If there are veterans that you know of or are listening, I mean, the VA is your best shot.
Yeah.
Because it's all for veterans.
Yeah.
All the hospitals, all the clinics, all the doctors, everything there is for veterans. And so, and it's tough. You hear the stories about how tough it can be.
Yeah.
But, just be persistent. Stay. This is, it's some of the best, help you can get.
Yeah.
I mean, hospitals are A1.
Yeah.
The best hospitals I've been to. So, thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much, William Barker, for coming on today and providing a voice for our Eagles. Coming up, we've got Cadence Renfro reporting on the St. Catherine's Parade. Check it out.
St. Catherine's Walking Parade filled downtown Hattiesburg with excitement and music as people gathered to cheer and get in the Mardi Gras spirit. The parade began rolling at 6:30 p.m. on the 21st of February. The theme for this year was Hattiesburger Bacchanal, celebrating the bites and beverages of Hattiesburg. One group, the Hot Steppers, dressed as the Bloody Mary drink. Member Keely Screws spoke about the excitement of being in the parade.
We're all red. We're dressed as Bloody Marys this year, and we have some dance routines put together for the parade. It is so much fun. We have a blast, even before the parade. I've had such a great time with this group. But the parades themselves are really cool. The crowd gets into it. We get into it. It's a good time.
Once the parade began rolling, the streets of downtown were filled with people cheering and clapping as the crews walked down the street. Along with the Hot Steppers, the Hattiesburg High School Marching Band and the Hattiesburg Burlesque Group were also there to bring up excitement levels. For those attending, the parade brings the community together for a night of fun and partying. Attendee Blaine Anderson particularly enjoyed how the parade brought everyone together.
Just everybody can come out here and have fun because we got all the restaurants and stuff downtown. So it's a mixture of some drunk dads and they're bringing families and stuff out here. So it's just a big place for the community to all come together.
The parade ended near the Lucky Rabbit, where a block party was hosted by DJ Cujo. There, the winners for categories Best Costume, Performance, and Overall were announced.
So, for Best Costumes, we have Crew of Minerva. going to give up to you. We'll hand it off to you. Best performance, Crew de Samba. And our best overall crew was the Hattiesburg High School Band.
With the ending of the parade and block party, many parade goers went to the Fat Cat, a bar in downtown, to finish the night at the after party. For WUSM, I'm Cadence Renfro.
Thanks for listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Huge thanks to Seb Hodges, our audio engineer, and Meadow Smith, our video engineer, for keeping this bird flying. Big shout out to our assistant producer, Sam Romeo, and our program director, Adeline Fields, as well as our executive producer, Ore Ide, and our GM, Dr. Wilbur Martin. Don't forget to follow SM2 Media on social media. I'm your Tuesday and Thursday show host, Skylar Angus Barker. Stay golden, Eagles.